Yeah, as always, thanks for joining us and your interest in our program. I would be remiss if I obviously didn't recognize it's Veterans Day, and having spent time on a couple of different service academies campuses, including the Naval Academy, which was one of my first coaching jobs. Really thankful for the job that veterans have done for us to have the life we have. Heading to the fourth quarter of our season. As I always talk about, the fourth quarter is a big deal around here, and it's important for us to do everything we can with this opportunity against a really good Illinois team to take advantage of this opportunity as we start the fourth quarter. Obviously, I spent time at Illinois as a young coach, first place that I got a chance to call plays. And so for my family outside of this area, it's the one area, if you were to ask my two younger kids where they're from, they say they're from Champaign, Illinois. So obviously a place that is near and dear to my family. They're top 5 Big Ten in scoring, scoring defense. It'll be a tremendous challenge on the road, but one that we're excited to have the opportunity. Despite a few challenging weeks here, the last 4 or 5 weeks, our team keeps showing up and giving the type of effort that we need to have. They're coming in and they're putting in the work. There's nothing changed in that building and the attitude, the way they've approached it, and I really can tell you that this team is trending in the right direction. I'll continue to pour into this team and its development as we do each and every week. Illinois obviously will be a tough task on the road, but one that I know that our team is excited about the opportunity. And again, being able to put the last 4 or 5 weeks behind us and get back on the right side of the ledger. By Saturday, our guys are going to be prepared physically, mentally, emotionally to go play well. Game captains leading into the game are Dante Joyner, Jalil Farouk, and Eli Mason. And with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Hey, Mike, with 3 games left to get bowl eligible, how much of the focus is that? Is that the top priority for you guys to get there?
I mean, it's to take advantage of the next opportunity. And obviously, the things that we can control is the ability to extend our season, which is something that you would want. Those practices, as I've said, are invaluable. And so, yeah, priority number 1 is to get back on the right side of the ledger this week. And then priority number 2 is how do we build on that.
So what are some of the challenges of keeping players engaged when you're in the middle of a kind of a long losing streak?
It hasn't been a challenge with this team, and that's, I think, a lot because of the work that was done on the front end. Maybe for you guys it's new, but for us, understanding that we've got 64 guys that weren't Terps a year ago, we've created an expectation, which I admire, and I'm excited about that expectation. And now what we've got to do is just continue to work and develop these players, and they've continued to show up. They're bought in. We've put a lot of work into making sure that the foundation of it is strong for tough times, and we'll keep doing that.
Mike, despite the last 5 games, certain areas on this team, I'm sure progress has been made from what you've been able to see out there on the field. What have you seen that has, progressed that you've liked as things have been percolating?
I think the big thing is that from an overall, when you coach an inexperienced group, you find yourself plugging holes because the experience and the time is what is not in your favor. And everything that we go in and emphasize, I could tell you a week ago, I said for us to get the run game going, we needed who to run the ball? Malik. And Malik ran the ball, and then the normal run game got going. And so we've plugged that hole, and then we throw for 98, and we actually throw an interception before the half. And so we're going to constantly be coaching, teaching, plugging holes with an inexperienced team until they kind of can do it on their own. And so to me, I've seen the growth in that when we emphasize something, they get it. Now, we have to emphasize everything, and with an inexperienced team, it's hard to do that.
And their passing game, Altmaier to Beatty, that connection, what makes that such?
I mean, Altmaier's a veteran guy, man. He's played a lot of football. You look at his toolbox, he's got a lot of mileage and a lot of he's faced a lot of fronts and a lot of coverages and a lot of things that he can lean on the experience that comes with being a veteran quarterback in the Big Ten. And I can tell you that his ability with his arm, but also he made some plays with his feet a week ago or 2 weeks ago as they come off their bye against Rutgers.
Coach, amidst the losing streak, how do you balance developing the younger guys and sticking to your vision while also trying to win games right now and make a bowl game?
There's no balance. The goal is to win the game. We prepare 1-week seasons. I know it sounds cliche, but for me, that's what it's been about. We have processes that allow us to put ourselves in a position to win that one game, and it's, it's been trying, but with the inexperienced team that continues to bring the energy. That's the part where, if there's anything that when you want to ask about this team, the energy of it is different, and so that's where I see the progress made from a connectivity standpoint.
Hey, Mike, do you feel like you're coaching for your job over these last 3 weeks?
No.
No. Do you feel like you deserve to keep this job?
Yes.
Why?
I'm the head coach at the University of Maryland.
Coach, I know you talked about Illinois' offense, but just plugging holes on with an inexperienced team. I know the missed tackling. I know Antoine Raymond did a good job just picking up yards after contact. So I guess kind of through practice of these last 3 weeks, I guess, do you feel like there's anything different that you guys do to maybe kind of approach or to kind of clean that up?
The missed tackles have been a byproduct because they've gone up and down if you track them. I know we do, and the knowledge is if you track, when we have a lot of missed tackles, they usually rush for a lot of yards, and a lot of that happens in the attrition battle, which is keeping guys healthy, keeping guys bigger bodies inside. And so the things we're doing is we're doing every single thing we can to make sure that the players we need to win on Saturday are able to help us win on Saturday. And that means we've had to adjust practices. It's one of the first times I've been in Spiders for 2 straight days. Normally Tuesday is a day you got to bang, and you're not going to bite your nose off to spite your face. And so we're going to continue, and that's been the chess match for me, is putting together a plan to make sure that we can get the healthy bodies to the game for us to have success on Saturday.
Coach, post-game you mentioned playing for the seniors now. I wanted to ask, what about this senior class for you this year is special for you? What sticks out to them that maybe is a little bit more special than other groups that you've had in the past?
Yeah, I mean, it's early. We got a senior night, I guess, next week. But I can tell you, as I've always said, I came here to do good work, and this senior class is a byproduct of the good work. When I see Shalik Knott's going across the stage, that's the good works, and seeing him take the brown leather ball and create opportunities for him that coming out of North Carolina, that's good work. When you know Octavian Smith Jr.'s story and how his mom and his grandmom, who was his big Y, and to see him be able to become the man that he's become, that's what it's about for me. That's what the good work is, and that's why these kids show up to play.
Are there any other special stories in this senior group for you? I know you mentioned Shalik, Octavian, obviously Isaiah Richards Sr. this year has a story of his own. Alan Haran, who kind of else sticks out to you?
Yeah, they all got stories. I mean, one of my favorite is Ethan Goff. All right, half of you guys know who Ethan Goff is. Taylor, you know who Ethan Goff is? Yeah. So Ethan Goff was a walk-on who, from the day he got on this campus, has been a starter. He's got a couple of degrees. He's one of the best leaders on our program. But because he plays long snapper, people don't know about him. And Ethan has had more impact on this program. So those are the type of stories when you talk about doing good work, that's what it is all about.
Coach, my question's about the seniors, and you talked about how everyone's playing for them. Mm-hmm. What does that look like in practice this week? And how do you get those guys that light to shine on them in this last couple games?
Well, I think, most of the seniors are some guys that have a lot of mileage on their bodies, and so this is the time of year traditionally where you start to decrease their amount of volume they take in practice so that their game volume increases, basically. And so what you're seeing now is somewhat of the seniors making sure they're staying sharp with their tools, but some of these younger players that have been thrust in there because of some of the attrition that goes along with being in the Big Ten are taking more reps, and now you're starting to see that. I can't say we're young anymore. We're just inexperienced because we're this far in the season where younger players now have game opportunities.
Coach, Malik has mentioned a few times now that he hasn't lost this much in his career. Just as someone who won 3 straight titles in high school, now is kind of dealing with this for the first time. How do you feel like he's grappled with that? Trey
Reddick won 36 straight games. This is a team full of winners.
Is it frustrating for them, do you think, or how do you think they're dealing with it?
I think they're dealing with it just great. It creates some toughness in every aspect, not just for football, but, as I've said, I've done a little bit harder.
Hey, Coach. Wanted to ask you about time of possession. I think you guys are last in the Big Ten. You have over 300 rushing yards against Rutgers. They still had it almost 10 more minutes. Just what do you chalk that up to, and how are you guys working to improve in that area?
Yeah, it's not something you typically try to improve upon. I mean, it naturally happens. It happens when you're able to run the ball. I think the big thing is now you look at time of possession, but our explosive plays went up. So now when we got more explosive plays, that means that's less time of possession. So we can, again, if you can look at the stat sheet, it'll give you knowledge. Time of possession is important, but some of it is based on, we had, I think, the average 10 yards a rush, which is one of the largest in the history of Maryland history, and time of possession will shrink because of that.
Do you think that's having maybe a negative effect on the defense, though, as they're being asked to do more, maybe?
I think time of possession on defense is part of them, too. That's getting off the field on third down. And if you go back and look at how we haven't played good third down defense the last few weeks, some of it's self-inflicted. So, again, be careful with how you read those things. And the wisdom is we got to be able to sustain drives on offense. Now, if we take the explosives, I'm going to take the explosives. Defensively, we got to get off the field on third down so that they don't extend drives, which extends time of possession, 3 more opportunities. So the math is mathing. We got to run the ball better, which we did a week ago. And on defense, we got to get off the field and stop the run get off the field and stop the run.
You just mentioned stopping the run. Obviously, the last 2 games, 367 yards against Indiana and 256 yards against Rutgers. Is there some type of change in strategy to defend the run to limit the amount of yards the opponent's getting over the next 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, you can choose to sell out to stop the run, which we've been a man team. I mean, you go back and look at how we played the run earlier in the year. I had given a tremendous amount of credit. Our defense stood tall when our offense was sputtering, and that is the attrition. Right now, I don't get up here and give the injury report, but if you do your research, which I'm sure you guys are capable of doing, we're banged up front in the front 7 and have been for about 3 or 4 games. And I stand up here and we mask over that we're banged up because nobody cares. I care because I want to get these guys in position to win. And we've got to develop some of these guys that now are thrust into the role to stop the run. But prior to us being banged up, look at the stats of how we played the run compared to where we are now. My job is to fix it. That's what we're working on doing, and we're going to have to do it this week against Illinois.
Hey, Coach, in the back. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? So I got a question about the seniors. I'm interested to know, with those who have aspirations of playing at the next level, kind of what are those conversations or challenges like, of keeping your mind focused on the task at hand versus also preparing to get to the next level?
Yeah, and that's where being a pro has been modeled, because you look at a guy like Ty Felton a year ago, what he went through, similar to what Octavian Smith is going through, and Ty continued to model what a pro looks like. I have a conversation with Jalen Husky actually on the bus on the way back, where I said, you know what, Jalen, now is the time where you need to model for number 33, Masai Delone. This is the time where I need you to model for number 33 what it looks like to be a pro, to finish, all these intrinsic values that this program teaches. So these guys understand that, they learn that, and you'll continue to see that.
Mike, I want to begin with a goofy question. With Thanksgiving approaching, what are you thankful for?
For being a head football coach at the University of Maryland.
And then, last week, Jalen and Isaiah were talking up there, and they were saying that they're basically playing for you. How gratifying is it when your players say something like that?
I don't like that. I'm a big boy. I've been a big boy a long time. I've done a lot harder things in my life than deal with a 5-game losing streak and have to answer questions about what I've done. If you could do research, I'll tell you, if you could read, you could have knowledge, and you'll see why the question you ask, you'll find the answer, but you're going to have to read. And so when you hear those things, it's encouraging, because that means I've had a positive impact on the lives of those 2 guys. That's doing good work. I'm here to do good work.
Is it possible that could be a motivation for them? in terms of, hey, we want to play well so that
We don't do
Mike stays
external
here?
motivations in this program, man. It's a bond. I mean, they know I'm gonna coach them up until the day I'm not allowed to, and they're gonna play hard for me until the day they are done playing for me. And those are the type of bonds I make in this business. And again, I've done the good work throughout 37 years of it. Thanks.
Hey, Levine. When you kind of look at the post-bye tape, Indiana and the Rutgers this past weekend, what is kind of the glaring thing, the biggest thing that kind of sticks out to you, or the secondary, what you guys need to improve?
I would say communication, playing as a unit, and not as just a secondary, but as a whole team. We got to get back healthy, and we all got to do our jobs and stick to the details.
Their passing game, especially with the kid Beatty, who's been able to make catches all this season. What jumps off the tape when you see him out there?
I'll say he's a very good player, and as a secondary, we have to do our job to stop him. And yeah, that's what it is. He's a very good player, man.
What gives you cause for confidence that you guys will make the necessary strides that you've been trying to make all season this Saturday at Illinois?
I feel like we're making strides all season. It first starts with stopping the run, and I think once we stop the run, the secondary will handle the passing game very well.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Can you walk me through plays in the end zone like you guys had at Rutgers? You guys are at the top of college football with taking the ball away from teams. Walk me through when those plays happen, how you guys celebrate, all those things.
So as a team, we have a very strong bond, in the locker room, around the building. We all just we say things, and we have handshakes and all types of things. And so when moments like that happen, is very happy for everyone. So when we celebrate, it's normal for us, and that's yeah.
Like an out of body experience when you get to take the ball away.
Not really. We kind of got used to it over the couple games, so it's not really too much out of body.
Levine, I was begin with a goofy question I asked Mike. What are you thankful for with Thanksgiving coming up?
Say it again.
What are you thankful for with Thanksgiving coming up?
Thanksgiving's good, man. Thanksgiving good. Can't wait to eat.
The other question I wanted to ask you was, I imagine you're not immune to what you've heard about people calling for Mike's job.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sense that you and your teammates, are you guys playing for Mike, in some way?
I mean, as a team, we are always playing for one another. Whatever's going on outside media, we're not really worried about that. We're worried about doing our job, playing against Illinois this weekend. So whatever's going on, we're not too worried about it.
Okay, so that's not like a motivation for you guys in terms of
I mean,
writing
I'll say we're motivated every game. As y'all know, we're 0-5 right now, so we're hungry for this next win. We want to win. We want to win. So that's what it is.
Hey, Levine, as one of the older guys on the team, how do you help the younger players kind of stay focused and confident during the losing streak, and stay focused on developing and growing as a player?
Yeah, I'll say for the younger guys, is really sticking to their details. When bullets get flying, and Big Ten is a very big conference. And when the young guys see things fast, and everyone's out there is physical and good. So I'll say they just got to stick to their details and play 100% every snap, and they'll be wonderful and good. How you doing?
I just wanted to follow up on Ed's question. Obviously, you guys can hear some of the noise. They were chanting to fire Locksley at the last home game. Noise online has been pretty loud. Just what is the locker room and your reaction when you guys see that and hear that noise?
Well, we all love Coach Locks, so the whatever the chants are, whatever the media is saying, it don't bother us. It don't affect us. We're worried about winning every game for the rest of the season.
And I guess just kind of what's the urgency in the locker room right now to end this cold stretch for you guys, end this 5-game losing streak? What's the vibe? What's the urgency?
It's a little crazy, but the vibes has not changed at all. We're still the same team because since camp and since all these guys came in and we built this brotherhood, and this brotherhood is very, very strong. And I'll say the locker room is amazing. Like the guys want to win. The guys are hungry. We gotta get a lot of guys healthy, as y'all know. So the locker room is still amazing, man.
Actually, kind of building on that, because I know others have kind of said similar. Despite the losing streak, people are just kind of keeping the main thing. I guess how do you feel like things are set up, or the process is set up on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis, so that you guys are kind of able to eliminate distractions and kind of just focus on football, focus on what Coach Locke is saying, focus on what the assistants are saying?
I'll say it starts with we got to get all our guys ready on Saturdays. We do a lot throughout the week. We try to prepare ourselves very strong throughout the week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, perfect Thursdays. And I say we just got to get ourselves to the race, as Locks will say this week. We got to get ourselves to the race, and that's what it is.
And Levain, you were one of those guys that was certainly ready on Saturday, 10 tackles and the pick. What is it, game by game, where you're looking to build onto a performance like that? Where do you sort of go mentally?
Mentally, that's a good question. I would say I usually say I have a demon in me, which I'm still a child of God, but I have a demon in me with angels on my shoulders, and I just take myself to a dark place sometimes, which it gets hard out there, but you have to be physically and mentally locked in sometimes, and I just take myself to a very dark place to get my job done.
Hey, Levain, just wanted to ask you, obviously tough game against Rutgers for you guys as a defense. Just what were the vibes like in the locker room after? What were you guys kind of stressing for the rest of the way?
It's the word called adversity, and I think that's what we ran into this game. We ran into a lot of adversity, some blown coverages, which we don't do a lot, and the locker room is what it is. It's still good, and I think moving forward we'll be better. No problem. Thank you, guys.
Hi, Malik. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. So I've been reading that you were given Lamar Jackson-esque vibes during the Rutgers game. Did you model your game after him? Did you go back and watch and be like, "Wow, that was really me out there running"?
I wouldn't say like modeling, but of course, like that's, as a Ravens fan, that's my favorite quarterback to watch. But it's definitely something that I just took away from part of his game and how he can help his offense by using his legs and try to implement it in my own.
Malik, as a freshman on the team, how are you kind of balancing or still trying to develop and grow while also trying to win games during this losing streak?
Yeah, it's really just my coaches staying on me about little things that we can clean up that will help our team as a whole, whether it's footwork or being able to cadence drops and time over like with the reads and stuff like that. So just things that my coaches have presented to me that I need to work on, and also trying to win games at the same time.
Hey Malik, good to see you today. Obviously, there's a lot of noise around Coach Locksley right now, and he's a coach that you've known for many years. You have a close relationship with him. So when you see the things online, when you hear the fans chant in Sankey Stadium, what's your reaction?
To be honest, I haven't really been on social media that much, so I haven't seen too much. I hear the fans, and fans are going to be fans regardless. When teams aren't doing well, like it's expected. People are going to feel some type of way about the team they're supporting. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're just playing football, trying to win the game each time.
So when you heard the fans against Indiana, and if I tell you that online there's a lot of chatter about Coach Locksley, just what's your reaction?
People, all I really care about is people that are inside of our locker room, inside of our building, that are there with us every day, that have put in the same amount of work that we've put in and been trying to grind it out.
Malik, borrowing off of Michael's question, is there a sense for you and your teammates that you guys are playing for Mike's job, in a sense?
I think we're playing for everybody in the building. Really, nobody likes to feel this type of way. After losing 5 straight, you're playing for the senior guys that this is their last chance, their last opportunity. Some of them playing football as in total, and some in a Maryland uniform. So I think each week we've always been playing for each other.
Mike said earlier that he doesn't want you guys to kind of feel that way. Do you understand why he's saying that, or is there part that's like, well, Coach can feel that way, but we still want to do this for him?
I mean, yeah, I understand why he's saying it because, like I just said, like we really just want to focus on being able to play for the person next to you and your brothers that you've grinded with this whole offseason to try to make it to this point.
Malik, what is it about this Illinois defense that concerns you guys heading into Saturday?
They're a really strong, sound defense. They stick to their rules. Really, they're going to come downhill. Linebackers are pretty aggressive. Same thing with their safety. So we have to find a way to counter that.
The last couple of weeks, what do you feel teams have been doing differently now that there's a lot of tape of you out there? What have teams been doing to kind of limit what you've been able to do in the passing game?
Yeah, with a lot of teams, we're trying to show different looks pre and post snap. Just try to confuse the picture a little bit, maybe present pressure in one place and bring in another. But that's with each week trying to work to get better at understanding all of it.
Hey Malik, I know earlier in the season you mentioned you wanted to run more. We obviously saw you do that. Is there anything over this final stretch of games you're looking to really improve upon?
Yeah, just being able to be more efficient. Really, just keeping my completion percentage and things like that high, the way we can keep playing clean football as well. Not turning the ball over will be something that will help the team a lot.
Malik, how much has the conversation in the locker room shifted to getting bowl eligible now that maybe some of the other goals you had are no longer on the table?
Yeah, it's each week trying to go out there and win, not looking too far ahead, but the locker room energy and stuff has stayed the same. Like we had a lift yesterday, and everybody was excited during the lift. We're clapping and screaming and cheering for guys putting up big numbers in the weight room, and the energy is always going to be there.
Hey, Malik, and you kind of just mentioned it. Levain mentioned it. Coach Sox has kind of also said it before, but just kind of inside the building, kind of keeping the main thing, keeping focus. I guess ask Levain the same, but how do you feel the process is kind of set up, and just day to day where you guys are maybe able to avoid outside noise, outside distractions, really? Yeah,
we understand that it's really just the people in the building that matter, the coaches and the faculty and staff that has helped us up to this point, and the players that you've been, like I said, just working with all off season to try to get here, and now it's continuing to work for those same people that have worked with you this whole time. Thank you.